As a content creator who's using my cell phone as well as a DSLR quite often, you have the issue of transferring files from your phone, from your DSLR to your computer. And there's a lot of different solutions, but enter one solution that is kind of a one-size-fits-all, which is really cool. Someone just sent me this product, and I think the name of the company is Betionol or something like that, Betionol. And this thing's really cool because it has a iPhone, a USB-C, as well as SD and micro SD card slot readers, as well as a regular USB that you can use on your computer. And interestingly enough, it also came with a 32 gigabyte SD card, so that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up, take a look at it, test it out, and show you what it can do. Hey, it's Sean from Sean's DIY and Reviews, and on this channel I do a lot of do-it-yourself around the house projects, as well as reviews of electronics and similar products to that. So if that's something of interest to you, definitely consider subscribing, and let's get into this review. So this is essentially a 4-in-1 SD card reader or card reader data transfer. So it'll work with obviously the Apple products, as well as Android, as well as your computer. So here's the item itself, and it actually has little plastic covers to go over each piece, which is a nice touch. I would have thought that it would just be open and exposed, but obviously that'll make it a little bit easier for storage and not having to worry about knocking these pieces off. So you have your lightning connector here. You have a USB-C connector here. So if you have micro USB on your phone, and then here is where you'll be able to connect this to your computer. Over this side, you have an SD card slot, as well as a micro SD card slot. So you can use any of these particular devices to transfer information from whether it be your phone, your iPhone, or SD cards, and transfer information to your computer, as well as, I would assume, backwards the other way from your computer to those devices. So let's go ahead and try this thing out. The other day I was out shooting video, so I just popped my SD card on there, and obviously it shows you here on there which way to put it in, which is nice. And I'll just go ahead and put this into my computer right here on the side. Okay, once I put that in, you can hear the little sounds letting me know the drive is available. So as you can see, it worked perfectly fine with the SD card. I've tried transferring files off of this SD card onto my computer and vice versa, taking something from my computer and dragging it onto here. Now I was also able to insert this into an Android device right here, and that would work perfectly fine as I could tell. The problem I think you'd have, or the issue would be, if you wanted to plug this into your computer. If you have a typical computer with a USB port on the side, you may be able to do that here. However, because I have the Microsoft Surface, I don't think I could really hang my phone off of the side into this USB port. So what I would suggest would be to get some kind of USB to USB adapter wire that you can plug it in and allow it to sit down on a desk and still be able to transfer the information. I would say even if I were to plug it into my Surface dock or into a computer, there is this amount of space underneath, so I think you'd either be putting undue pressure here or undue pressure here, which could mess up the charge port on your phone. So personally, I think the only way to really use this with a phone is to have some adapter that goes from here into your computer. So something like a dongle or a cable that's USB to USB. So it did not come with that, but that's something that I guess I would recommend. As I played around with this a little bit, I realized that this piece here can pop up, and there you go, you have a micro USB right there. So you could essentially transfer something from a device that has micro USB into an iPhone or into USB Type-C. You'll also notice back here that there's a little QR code, and this will take you to the Apple Store if you have an iPhone, and it'll allow you to download this i-FlashDevice app that will allow you to transfer things to an iPhone. It's pretty cool. It doesn't appear to have an Android app though yet, but I think Apple is more restrictive, so you would need the app, whereas Android, you can do that generically. So we'll test that next. Playing around with this a little bit, what I did think that might work pretty well is to put an SD card, and you can transfer files back and forth from the SD card into your phone and vice versa. But it didn't seem to me like it would be very easy to just plug this end into your computer. So what I did was I hooked this up to this Moto that I have here, put the SD card here. And if I go over here to the top, I'll look for this card reader USB drive. And when that opens up, so I'll just go to this one, and here are pictures that I have. So this is going to be on the card itself. I'm going to look for a picture as opposed to a video. And I'll just grab this picture right here, I'll hold it. I'll go here and then I'll choose move to. And it's going to ask where I want to move it to. So I'm going to move it to the card reader. I will choose the file that I want it to go to. And then down here I'll hit move. And that'll allow me to move pictures to and from the SD card. So that definitely works. And that would be the preferred method, I would say. Again, I wasn't able to yet do this on the computer, so we'll try that next. But I would highly recommend a dongle, otherwise you're going to have to really suspend it off of the air. Or if you have a connection on your computer here, you'd have to shimmy something underneath to hold this to the right level. So in summary, would I recommend this thing? I think so. It's definitely useful as a SD card reader for sure. The micro USB connector will not work if you have a case on the device. It doesn't stick out long enough, so maybe they should redesign this and pop it out a little bit further. That might be helpful. It did work well in my test of transferring files from an Android device to an SD card. Couldn't really get it to work very well on the computer, but that might just be something that I'm doing. Maybe an app or such. So I'll find out about that and I'll link that in the description below. But overall, nice and compact, easy to put in a bag, not very expensive. Can do SD cards and micro SD, which is nice. So if you're looking for something like this, then I have in the description below where you can get one. And thanks for watching the video. Comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. Would you buy this product? Love to hear from you. And as always, subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video.